Shouldn't Prince William be the bigger brother here?
I don't
think
William will ever forgive him.
No.
And I'm not sure I would. I mean, if one of my brothers did that to me,
yeah, but you'd
and
hate
the family,
your
I've settled
people
lots
that
of
you
grudges,
interview.
yeah. But I just have heard William will never make up with him.
Prince William will never make up with Prince Harry, no matter how much pressure the heir to the throne is put under. That is the revelation from Piers Morgan, who, let's just remember for 1 second, is a royal insider, close friends with Queen Camilla. So I have a feeling I know where this is coming from. We're going to get analysis from royal YouTube sensation, according to Taz, in just one moment. But first, watch this.
Talk about Harry and Meghan as we're talking about the
If
royals.
we have to.
Do you actually hate them?
No, I actually have less and less interest in them.
But they do feature in a chapter of the book.
They do,
There is a
because I
royal
think
chapter.
Yeah, there is a chapter really about the royals generally, but also about, to me, what they represent is the epitome of the worst aspects of wokeism. The virtue signalling, the victimhood, the always blaming other people, the rank hypocrisy, jumping on private jets and preaching about the environment, preaching about poverty on their Twitter account and then having a $500,000 baby shower and so on. There's sort of an underpinning of hypocrisy, double standards, virtue signalling, victimhood, all these things which I despise about the woke mentality. But they've become increasingly less relevant, really, is what I would say. I've never met Prince Harry, so you can't hate someone you've never met. He's slightly weirdly obsessed with me, I think, and that's fine. I don't care. I think in her case, she's got what she wants. She's gone back home to California, has a lovely life of luxury, but her status over there, if you ask Americans, is pretty low now.
Yeah.
They don't view them as A-list at all. They view them as, just falling stars, really. And I think that it's a sadness for Harry. I don't know what really he thinks he's getting out of all this.
Well, of course there is. But William, he ain't just going to move on. Watch.
But he's reconciled somewhat with his father.
Well, has he?
Cups of tea last month and all that.
A 40-minute meeting in 2 years.
I wrote a column and got absolutely lambasted for it. And it was completely caveated with, look, I know they have just been literally the scum of the earth when it comes to their own family, selling them out on Oprah, selling them out on Netflix and all the rest of it. But the King's had cancer, Kate's had cancer. Isn't life too short? Shouldn't Prince William be the bigger brother here?
I don't
think
William will ever forgive him.
No.
And I'm not sure I would. I mean, if one of my brothers did that to me,
yeah, but you'd
and
hate
the family,
your sons to be at war.
Yeah, but if one son did what Harry's done publicly, trashed the family,
but hang on,
carried
we've
on
just been
trashing
talking about Trump's power of forgiveness of you. I mean, how long can one bear a grudge? Because you say very openly you have on-off relationships with different celebrities.
I've settled lots of grudges, yeah, but I just have heard William will never make up with it. Now, maybe he will. Families are complex things. I don't know them that well, Maybe they do make up, but I think that he said a lot of very hurtful things publicly about the family, from Camilla to Kate to Charles.
Well, as you point out, he then backtracked to Tom Bradby and said, no, we were talking about unconscious bias.
Yeah, absolute horseshit. Sorry, horseshit. And we all know it was. We all watched that Oprah interview. I mean, I have a vested interest in remembering it because it led to my pretty sudden departure from Good Morning Britain for disbelieving it. I think they've made their ugly bed with the viciousness they've gone after the family and the way they trashed the monarchy. They're very unpopular in this country. I mean, to be as unpopular as Prince Andrew, given what he's been engulfed with, is it quite an achievement? But they are, if you look at all the polling.
That's a subject for another podcast.
So, Tash, a huge amount to pick up on there, but I think the most significant moment, because let's remember, Piers is friends with Camilla. They spend time together. He is a genuine royal insider, whatever you think of him, is backing up what I've reported for a very long time, which is that it doesn't matter what Harry does now. It doesn't matter what Meghan tries to do. It doesn't matter if they finally give the king access to his grandchildren. None of that matters. Like, William ain't going back on this. There is a ruthlessness when it comes to how William believes that Harry and Meghan should be treated in the future. Piers is completely right. He will not forgive. And why should he, by the way? Okay, half of you watching this are not subscribed to Dan Wootton Outspoken, and the best way you can support what we do is by hitting that subscribe button. It is completely free, and turn on the notification bell to be alerted to our new episodes.
He shouldn't forgive him at all. I mean, he watched his grandparents. William was here when Harry was off gallivanting in Canada and America doing their victim narratives. He watched his grandfather slowly pass away as they trashed the entire family on TV for money. He watched his grandmother's broken heart as she became more and more frail. They knew she had bone cancer, and he's watched every single thing that Harry and Meghan have done and the knock-on effect, the arguments, with his father at Prince Philip's funeral. I mean, Harry is such a vengeful, nasty person. He didn't even care. He didn't even have a moment of reflection at his own grandfather's funeral. The attacks on Catherine have been unforgivable. He's betrayed not just a brother bond, a royal bond, he's betrayed every possible way that I think you could betray another human being. I mean, he helped reveal text messages from Catherine and Meghan to try and vilify her to prove a point. I mean, I wouldn't forgive him at all. Plus, their continued, well, I don't know if it's continued now, but with the Omid Scobie with Finding Freedom, and then you had his second book where they named Catherine and the King as royal racists. Harry and Meghan have never put a statement out. And I do think that Prince William is seeing it with a clearer head. If Andrew is causing all of these problems many, many years later, even after he has been shamed, I think he can see that Harry and Meghan are going to continue to cause long-term problems for the monarchy with the things that they get themselves involved in. As long as they have those titles, they look like that they are still part of the working royal family. It's unfortunate, but that's the way that it looks. And I think Prince William will not risk them being a threat to his wife's health, to a risk to monarchy when he comes to the throne. And then obviously George, he's not going to want Harry and Meghan to be able to inflict any sort of pressure on his children or cause problems for them. I think that he's got his grandfather's head on his shoulder. And I always remember Prince Philip said of Charles that he thinks with his heart rather than his head. I'm glad Prince William is coming across in the very same way as his grandfather did. The royal family clearly needs more of an iron fist to sort out these wayward relatives that are hell-bent on causing problems. And in many ways, going back to our earlier conversation, I agree that Harry and Meghan are more of a threat to the royal family than what Andrew and Fergie are.
Totally. And what's been infuriating this week, Tash, is to see the usual suspects, and look, there are always people on the hard left in the UK, try and turn what's been going on with Prince Andrew into an attempt for us to all admit that we got it wrong on Harry and Meghan, which is absolute rubbish. Yeah. We didn't at all. And it was really encapsulated perfectly by this column in the I newspaper by the truly awful Rebecca Reed, who wrote, the pair might be cack-handed on the public relations front, and I don't deny that they've got a special skill for annoying the British public, but compared to Prince Andrew, they're literal angels. And she's now demanding us, the British public, to say sorry, writing, we owe Harry and Meghan an apology. But there's a lot of people not agreeing with this. The Royal News Network posted, no, we really don't. Harry and Meghan are just as bad as Andrew and Sarah, but just 30 years behind them. If the monarchy doesn't address the Harry and Meghan situation now, they'll end up in a worse calamity down the road. Andrew has proven that. And Tash, you said something very similar, actually. You wrote, no, Andrew and Fergie have just a couple of decades on them. Harry and Meghan take freebies off anyone who offers flights, hotels, luxury mansions, etc. They are just as greedy and gluttonous and both refuse to take advice or listen to anyone. They are just as much a part of the problem. And you added, Tash, don't think for a second that these two won't also continue to get themselves involved with dodgy people. And look at some of those headlines. Russian billionaire behind mansion. And we know, Harry and Meghan flown for free by airline bus who is a wanted US fugitive. Not to mention the relationship with Tyler Perry. Not to mention the jewelry that Meghan's accepted in the past. So I totally agree. You know my view on this, Tash, and my view remains, yes, absolutely, let's deal with Andrew, but Prince William is right. This needs to now be a parliamentary process, and it needs to deal with a lot of them. It needs to deal with a lot of them. Andrew, Beatrice and Eugenie, I'm sorry, they're troubled too, as far as I'm concerned. They're taking money from Saudi banks, or at least one of them is. And Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lily. Strip them all. Strip them all. Deal with it. They're not working royals. They're a big reputational risk. This needs to be conducted in one fell swoop. That is my view. But let's start with this column. Tash, please, can you respond to ridiculous Rebecca Reed?
Well, I didn't get past the headline. I'll be honest with you. I was so annoyed about it. I mean, to try and twist it round to say that we were so very wrong and they're angels. They are hell's angels.
Literal angels.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. It's many things that they have done. And I just find that anybody thinks it's like Amanda Platel when she said, that Catherine and William, William should be the bigger person, and Liz Jones, they're all the same people. And if they were really having the same problems with the family member, I'm pretty 99% certain that they wouldn't be so forgiving if they had done even a fraction of the things that Harry and Meghan have done. They've betrayed so many members of that family. They have tried to tear down the Queen's legacy, the Commonwealth. I mean, being involved with that Netflix show, trying to compare the royal family now, editing the Queen's speech, the Empire 2.0. These are not angels. I mean, the stuff, the revelations he put in there, not just about the royal family, let's not forget. He humiliated the girl that he lost his virginity to. That dragged her up. The poor, I think she was she had a disability. I think she was even like the matron at his school. He dragged her into it. I mean, she's probably long since gone, but her family would have known exactly who Harry was being vile about. He is a deeply unpleasant person, and not just to his family. Meghan terrorizes her staff to the point that it's a revolving door. Anybody thinking that these two need an apology needs their head reading, let alone writing articles trying to convince the public otherwise.
100%. And I mean, you only have to look at what's emerged over the past 24 hours, don't we? I mean, what a literal angel who bullies staff so ludicrously that another PR chief has gone in what, less than 3 months, meaning that Meghan now has her 10th PR chief in just 5 years. And remember, as Angela Levin has reported here on this show, Tash, the numbers of staff who've left that is reported in the mainstream media is actually much smaller, because it's always the executive staff that is quoted, but no one talks about the household staff. Do you know what I mean? The cleaners, the housekeepers, all, yeah, exactly. So, apparently if you actually look at the true numbers, the number of staff that have departed is far, far higher than what is reported in the mainstream media. But first, we've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now, one doctor says that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lake, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. He says they hardly make a dent on your appearance. Some can even be harmful to your skin. Now, recently, Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? Well, so that he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. He says it's almost like Photoshop for your face, and you may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase your wrinkles from view. His personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method, because it can take years or even decades off your appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released a step-by-step video to the public, free and uninterrupted, where he outlines exactly how to use this simple solution from home. And he says if it even helps one person look younger or feel more confident, he will be thrilled knowing he helped. The video has since gone viral. At first, it was shared by users on Facebook, but since then, it's racked up over 2.3 million views and counting. So far, the comments and feedback have been outstanding, with thousands of women reporting they look decades younger. One viewer commented, "Best results of anything I've used. I can't believe how well this works. I'll never stop using this. I don't understand how it works, but the results are great. Thank you." So you can find out more about this yourself right now. Go to bhmd1.com/outspoken or click on the link in the description box below. That's bhmd1.com/outspoken. Now, there is one thing that Dr. Lake asked from his viewers. If watching this video helps you look and feel younger than you have in years, then please share this video with your friends and loved ones. Together, we have the power to help as many women reclaim a youthful look as possible. So go watch the video at bhmd1.com/outspoken right now, or just click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show.
Of course, definitely. I mean, I've worked in office situations, and anybody that's at executive level often has 1 to 2 assistants. So I can only imagine what the true numbers are. And again, like Angela pointed out, the household staff. I mean, if she screams at a florist, the florist came forward to say that Meghan Markle screamed at her down the phone. It was so awful that she wouldn't stop, that she'd never work with her again. You can only imagine what she does to her staff. She must honestly be a terrorizer. All of the reports that have come out about her, and yet she's an angel. What a delight.
A literal angel, a literal angel. Look, Tash, more revelations about Prince Andrew. Shooter Scoop revealing that he's still insisting on being described as Your Royal Highness in private. Let me just take you through this. Publicly disgraced, privately defiant, Shooter Scoop can reveal that Prince Andrew continues to act like a full-fledged royal inside his Windsor home, insisting staff still address him as Your Royal Highness and bow or curtsy upon entering the room. Nothing has changed inside Royal Lodge, says one longtime household insider. The butler still says Your Royal Highness and the staff still bow. Andrew's made it clear palace rules don't apply inside his walls. Though King Charles stripped Andrew of his titles and decreed his HRH styling retired, sources confirm the Duke ignores the directive at home. He insists it is his birthright, not something the King can erase, adds the insider. While Buckingham Palace maintains Andrew's honours are history, legal experts note Parliament would need to act to make that true. Behind the gate, his loyal aides keep the illusion alive. He's living in his own royal bubble, says a source to the world. He's a fallen prince, but in his home, he's still the Duke. Now, I guess I would just ask Tash, does that matter really? Because, I mean, when it comes to public disgraces, nothing could be more brutal than what Andrew is going through. I mean, his royal coat of arms was literally removed this week from Windsor Castle. It's just not there anymore. So, look, he's not going to be in Royal Lodge for much longer. That much is clear. But does it matter that he has these staff who continue to show deference to him, having worked for him for many years? Do you have an issue with it?
What people call him inside his own home, I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. That's down to them, that's down to him, that's absolutely fine. But I think what the bigger factor here is, by allowing Andrew to say that he won't use his titles and do that outside of his home, by trusting him to do so, is no different to trusting Harry and Meghan. As it turns out, she's been using her HRHs behind the scenes, because she didn't care. And you just sense the same sort of arrogance and entitlement with Andrew. You see it with Harry, you see it with Meghan, someone who just married into it. She comes across as more entitled and arrogant than someone, such as Andrew, that's been allowed to be this way since birth. What happens inside his home, they can call him Mr. Teddy for all I care, but outside of it, it's I do believe that the titles should be taken. I don't believe that Andrew should have the opportunity to refer to himself as a duke or be a councillor of state. But as you said, I mean, there's so much going on at the moment. It's happening rather quickly. He is being ousted, apparently, maybe, from Royal Lodge. They have taken down his coat of arms. The world is very aware of the amount of shame he's brought upon himself. So perhaps, at the moment that will satisfy a few. But like you said, the mainstream media, they're out for blood. They're not going to stop
No,
But yeah.
no. And some of this I think is going too far. Also from Shooter Scoop, Prince Andrew banned from King Charles's funeral. And he
Oh, that's
writes, the
not.
royal outcast world is shrinking by the day. Palace insiders tell Shooter Scoop that Prince Andrew, already stripped of his HRH military honours and now as Duke of York title, will not be invited to Prince William's coronation or King Charles's funeral. It's not even up for debate, says one courtier. William wants to start his reign clean, no scandal, no shame, no Andrew. The decision underscores just how radioactive the disgraced royal has become. After his fawning 2011 email to Jeffrey Epstein resurfaced and Virginia Giuffre's posthumous memoir reignited disgust. Even more shocking, insiders whisper that when King Charles's funeral arrives one day, Andrew's attendance may not be guaranteed. He's no longer part of the working royal family, says one aide. Public outrage would overshadow the service. Now, exiled at the Queen Mother's former Windsor mansion, Andrew is shut out from royal events, even Christmas at Sandringham. His title may still be Prince, size a source, but the palace doors are closing fast. I mean, Tash, look, I think William's probably right on the coronation, and it has been pointed out to me this week by Andrew Lowney that, the author of Entitled, the book that's really played a big part in bringing down Prince Andrew, that the Duke of Windsor, the disgraced Duke of Windsor, did not attend the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. But I mean, I really don't see how William can ban Andrew from attending his own brother's funeral. I mean,
I'm,
unless he's in
yeah.
jail, or in exile and doesn't want to return to the country, I just don't think he can. And would there really be public outrage? I'm not sure, to be
No.
honest. I think people would understand, as long as he wasn't in jail or in exile, that he would have a right to attend his brother's funeral. Am I wrong?
No, see, I wouldn't have a problem with Andrew attending even Christmas service with his family. It's just he wouldn't walk down the main bit with the main royals, when the working royals, when they go into all of the fanfare. It's his family, it's church. I don't think he should be completely excommunicated and cast out by his own family. Public role, yes, absolutely. But again, not attending Prince William's coronation. Yes, I wouldn't want to see Andrew walking up with the other royals wearing robes and being treated like he still had some honor. But would I have a problem if he was in a suit in the back? No one would really care, I don't think. I don't think there'd be a public outcry. And certainly not, God forbid, on the day, but at his own brother's funeral. I didn't have a problem with him going to Prince Philip's funeral, and I don't understand why anybody would. That's his family. Yes, publicly, Andrew should have his life stripped away from him. But there, like you said, there needs to be a line. This is his family, and family events and things like that, he should still be able to attend. It's just the difference, and everybody knows the difference, of appearing on the balcony doing the Christmas Day walk. Even at the funeral recently with the Duchess of Kent, he shot himself in the foot when he laughed and was seen joking outside. He and Fergie played up to the cameras, and I think that really backfired on them. However, if they'd have just taken their place at the back, I think there would have been less of an issue.
Yeah, totally, Tash. I mean, the problem
It's
is
no worst
Andrew's
enemy.
never done himself any favors
No.
whatsoever. Him and Fergie, look completely inappropriate, laughing and guffawing, and
Yeah.
it's like something from Oliver Twist. Do you know what I mean? And oh God.
Yeah.
Fergie's an interesting one, though, too. I mean, reports this week that she is now publicly distancing herself from Andrew. Do you think that's the case?
No. No, I don't. I don't believe Fergie would distance herself from Andrew. She hasn't done after all of these years. They're the most strangest divorced couple I think I've ever come across. They live together like they're married. They attend family events together, ascot and things like they're married. It's a very, very bizarre setup. But no, I think, she's very much like Andrew. She has his back. She doesn't believe that he's done anything wrong any more than she believes that she's done something wrong. I think those two should personally get married and go live in this little palace that someone's apparently got him out in the Middle East. Go live your life out there like exiled royals. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just their own worst enemies. But I think where does the line get drawn when it comes to everything between Andrew and Fergie? But no, I can't see her leaving him or suddenly turning on him and trying to throw him under a bus. They are a tight-knit family, and they're very, very close with their daughters. So I think that the House of York will remain loyal to the House of York, as it were, even with the dukedom perhaps potentially being stripped.
Tash, I've got to play you some more of Meghan Markle at this event with Courtney Adamo at Godmother's Bookstore, where she's lecturing us again about how to host. Let's watch this, Tash, together and cringe.
I love people being able to serve themselves and having things on the stove that everyone can help themselves to. So yes, for example, you could say, "Hi, can I get you a cup of tea?" That's a lot of work if you have 6 to 8 people coming through. Yeah. You could equally say, "Oh, on the stove, there's a pot of spiced cider brewing, and there's a whole tray of mugs there. Help yourself. Take your shoes off, get cozy. Board games are out."
Good tip. Yeah.
All of those things where it just creates ease. And what is the one thing you want to feel in someone's home is ease. If you as a hostess are dolled up and dressed up for a really fancy dinner that you're having at your house, well, if you still answer your door barefoot or with your apron on, everyone goes, "Oh, she's still in this with me." It takes a lot. It just demystifies this pressure and the feeling. But equally, I would say for us in our house, those top tips of allowing people to be part of the community, of taking care of themselves, and do your prep. Oh my gosh, you can get so much of that stuff done the day before. Get a tray with mugs on it and sit it right on the counter. You have that brewing, not like the hot toddy or a spiced cider on the stove. Not only does it take the pressure out for you of having to serve everyone, it also makes your house smell incredible. People walk in, I told you I love fragrance. People walk in, they go, and what are they drawn to? Your kitchen. They come right in and suddenly everyone is a little bit softened in the experience of entertaining.
Oh my God, Tash. Over to you.
I can't. Oh,
please say your true feelings.
To be part of the community, I love it. I absolutely love it when I go around someone's house and they say, "Oh yeah, I've got something on the stove. Help yourself." Oh look, she's barefoot. She's wearing an apron. I mean, right. First of all, the apron thing. This is Meghan Markle that's made her biggest claim to fame, talking about feminism. She was so upset when she was a little girl. She was practically traumatized by the fact a woman was washing up in the kitchen. And now she's telling people, when you host, make sure that, you feel welcome. Wear your apron to the door. Have something hot cooking on the stove that people can smell and just help themselves. She's just honestly the most boring person. It's not just the cringe. She's just waffling on. This is meant to be her friend promoting her book, and she's going on and on and on, and she keeps pausing and stopping in between and coming out with more word salad. And you just think to yourself, just stop. Just someone please take the microphone away from her. She contradicts herself. She is one of the biggest hypocrites. You can't help but laugh. How can anybody take her seriously? I mean,
totally unbearable. And by the way, you're not a good host, Ms. Markle. No matter how much you think you're a good host, it is so obvious that people feel desperately uncomfortable in your house. It's just so obvious. But, this is a woman with absolutely no self-awareness. Tash, thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend. And of course, if you do want much, much more royal analysis from According to Taz, make sure you subscribe to her channel on YouTube. It is According to the number Taz. Thank you so much, Tash. We will speak next week. And of course, if you do want first access to our Royal Uncancelled after show here on Outspoken, then sign up to my Substack. www.outspoken.live is the address. You get twice the length of what you've just watched every single weekday. And the great thing about Substack is it's a free speech platform. No advertising, by the way. You can watch live or on demand. It really is the central hub of my content on Outspoken. But it's also a great way for me to communicate directly with you too. So the address, www.outspoken.live. If you do want to support Outspoken, it's the best way to join the party. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.